An evil spirit is relentlessly haunting a family, vowing not to leave until they all perish. Desperate, the family calls upon shamans for protection, but soon discover that even the shamans' lives are at grave risk. The story of the movie starts with Park's son, an American businessman, being sick. Doctors have not been able to diagnose the disease because it is so dangerous. Once all roads are blocked, Korean shamans are called to help treat the child. In other words, these people can only talk to souls. Their job is to take care of and fight things that can't be seen in the world. We meet Shaman Hwa-rim, who comes with her helper to treat the possessed child. Hwa-rim performs some rituals to check on the child and learns that the problem is linked to her grandfather. Hwa-rim meets Park at his house to discuss the issue. There, she learns that these people moved to America many years ago. His great-grandfather died 100 years ago and is buried in Korea. Park tells Hwa-rim that every child born in his family has this problem. Also, his elder brother died because of this disease. After hearing this, Hwa-rim tells Park that everything will be okay, but she will need more people to help him. She might have to go to Korea because the problem is alarming. Later, we meet Kim, who works in a factory, and it is his job to find places where people can be buried so that their souls can rest in peace. When the souls are upset, they tell their families about it. For example, an old woman was still bothering her family in their dreams. It turned out that the old lady was mad because her grandson had stolen her teeth. By returning the old lady's teeth, the problem was fixed. Meanwhile, Hwa-rim happens to meet Kim and informs him about Park's situation. Actually, his family has a very strange problem. Every oldest son born in his family is sick. And all of these problems have to do with Korea because this is where his grandfather is buried. Hwa-rim needed Kim's help to figure out what was wrong, and Kim agreed as soon as he heard Korea's name. The next day, Park meets Kim because he has to take care of his grandfather's exhumation, which Kim usually does. To proceed, he had to gather Kim's information. Park takes Kim to his grandfather's grave, which is built on a mountain. This wasn't a graveyard. There were also a lot of foxes around this grave, which was not a good sign. It was strange because Park's grandfather's grave was without a nameplate. Park says that this grave was given to his grandfather by the army because he was a general. Kim still couldn't figure out why this place. It didn't look like a tomb at all. He knew that this is where the problem was. Hwa-rim could sense evil forces around here. Watching this, Kim refuses to do the exhumation because it could put his life in danger. Hwa-rim is also scared when she hears this. At night, Hwa-rim, Kim, and Park get together again. Kim tells them that his daughter is going to get married soon. When Park hears this, he gets upset and tells them that his son is going to die. Both Hwa-rim and Kim are upset. That's why Hwa-rim decides she will help Park. Kim also agrees, getting emotional. The exhumation starts the next day, and Park's aunt is there because she is Grandpa's daughter. The grave could not be dug without her blessing and signature. On the other hand, Hwa-rim brought everything for the ceremony, along with 5 pigs. She sacrifices the pigs for the 5 people who are going to dig this grave. As the grave is being dug, Hwa-rim begins powerful rituals to draw attention away from the evil. Hwa-rim was singing loudly and playing with sticks and knives. She also had scratches on her mouth. After that, she cuts up the pigs' bodies and drinks their blood. Her ritual went on until Grandpa's bones were taken away. Just then, a worker sees a snake with a human head in the grave after taking the bones out. This was a very bad sign. Even worse, he had killed this creature without telling anyone. The weather gets bad as soon as he does this. Kim, who chose to cremate Grandpa's body, stops this work too. He wanted to get this work done as soon as possible because he thought that Grandpa's bones were linked to his soul. By doing so, Grandpa will feel better. Kim goes to the Basque village to find out more about Grandpa's grave because he has seen a lot of bad things here. He found that most people didn't know anything about Grandpa's grave, and if some people knew, they would know that his grave is full of treasures. One man hears this secretly and, overpowered by greed, opens Grandpa's coffin. Grandpa's anger freed his soul. Hwa-rim takes effective steps by starting a ritual to take control of Grandpa's soul. However, it may not be useful because Grandpa's soul has been freed. He kills his son and his wife as soon as he gets to America, where Park's family lives. After that, Park is also scared by Grandpa's ghost. Kim tells him on the phone that Grandpa's soul has been set free. All of a sudden, someone knocks on the door. Kim was also there, it seems. Kim tells Park over the phone not to open the door because it's the spirit of Grandpa. He also orders him to open the window. Park opens the window, which lets the soul into his body. It is revealed that Grandpa's spirit was on the phone, while Kim was outside the door. Kim gets keys from the hotel staff and goes into Park's room, but it's too late. When he gets there, he sees that Park is completely taken over by the soul. Park, who is possessed, tells Grandpa why he wants to hurt his family. In fact, Grandpa betrayed his own people and made a lot of money when the war between the US and Japan began. Because of that money, he moved his whole family to the United States. Their grandfather made them rich, but they haven't taken the time to pray for him. He was so mad about this that he kills the possessed Park right in front of Kim. Before dying, Park left a riddle for Kim. A big animal that looks like a lion has taken out a fox's bone. Kim could only stop him by ordering Hwa-rim to set Grandpa's bones on fire, but he had to get permission from Grandpa's daughter to burn the bones. Kim calls her and informs her that Grandpa's soul is going to kill the honest little boy. To restrain him, they need to burn his bones instead of digging them up. Grandpa's daughter agrees with this plan. The soul of Grandpa dies when the bones are burned, and everyone is free. But the story isn't over. Kim meets the man who dug Grandpa's grave. In his dream, big snakes with human heads are scaring him. He reveals to Kim about the one-headed snake, and it's haunting him. Kim goes back to find out the truth. When Kim opens the grave, he finds a dead snake. He also finds a coffin standing under it. He tells all of his friends to get the coffin out as soon as he sees it. Still, they didn't know why this coffin was put next to Grandpa's grave. This grave was covered on all sides. It was 12 and this coffin was beyond their control. They decide to store this coffin in a nearby temple. There was also a chance that this coffin held a bad spirit that would not be easy to deal with. They then seal the coffin with blood and rice and leave. Later, we see Hwa-rim's helper, who was scared of something strange. He moves to check out the coffin. He sees a 7-foot-tall man eating a person. He is scared and calls out to Hwa-rim. It turns out that Hwa-rim dreamed that her grandmother taught her charms. When she hears her assistant's voice, she wakes up. Her helper was scared, and they both look at the open and empty coffin. In the coffin, there is also a helmet from a samurai or a general. At the same time, a general returns to the room. The general inquires if there is a human in the room. Hwa-rim says no and pretends to be a slave of people and a tree spirit. Unfortunately, the general finds out that there is a human in the room. Her helper comes and saves Hwa-rim before he attacks her. He also shoots a laser at the general, but it's futile. The general has injured Hwa-rim's assistant. Kim and his helper arrive at the right time, but they are frightened by the giant ghost. After a second, this ghost lets out a loud noise. Before he kills them, morning appears, and he has to run away. They take Hwa-rim's assistant to the hospital and find out that he is possessed. Kim goes back to the grave to find out all of this. Kim opens the grave and finds a secret compartment with the samurai's diary. The samurai's helmet was found in the coffin. The samurai was a traitor who betrayed his own people, and a powerful shaman cursed him because of it. The curse was meant to hurt the samurai's children and grandchildren for many years to come. Kim figures out that the ghost they've been seeing is actually the samurai's angry spirit, who wants to keep his past secret safe. But why? Kim finds a shocking truth as he reads more of the diary. Not only was the samurai's betrayal dishonest, But it was also a planned move to gain the most power. He made a deal with something evil to trade his soul for strength and immortality. The entity, known only as the Devourer, feeds on people's pain and fear. The samurai's ghost has been trying to keep the story of his life secret so that the Devourer can't be called again. Kim knows he needs to act quickly to stop the ghost and prevent the Devourer from returning. He meets up with Hwa-rim again, and the two of them perform a powerful ritual to get rid of the ghost and end the curse. In the end, they are able to defeat the ghost and break the curse. The town is finally at peace now that the Devourer has not been called. As Kim and Hwa-rim say goodbye, their bond is stronger than ever because they know they've saved many lives from evil. If you like this movie, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.